Hello class, welcome to my chapter presentation on Chapter 5, Language. My name is Spencer Gurley, I'm part of Group 1. I have chosen 10 terms/concepts on the use and abuse of language. These include humor, euphemisms, doublespeak, slang, jargon, defamation, libel, slander, profanity, and hate speech. Let's start with humor. Humor is defined as the quality of being amusing or a mood or state of mind. An example would be my love for Wes Anderson films. Every time I sit down to watch one, I love the humor that is associated with each of these films. Next, we'll talk about euphemisms. Euphemisms is defined as an inoffensive word/phrase substituting for one considered offensive or hurtful. An example would be someone next to me farts, and instead of turning to that person and asking them if they farted, I instead use the word break wind. So I turn to them and ask, "Did you break wind?" That is an example of an euphemism. Next, doublespeak is words or phrases that hide the truth. An example of this would be in the case of war. We say we lost a man instead of saying that person was killed while fighting a war. So you use that word lost. Next, slang is a type of language that consists of words or phrases that are informal. An example would be, my friends asked me what I'm doing this weekend, and I said, "Oh, nothing much, just chillin'." When I use that word chillin', it means I am going to watch a movie, I'm going to do what I want this weekend. And so that is an example of slang, the word chillin'. Jargon is the next one. It is defined as special words or expressions that are used by a particular person or group that are difficult for others to understand. An example of jargon would be when I used to work at a lumber mill. And when they cut the boards and stack them, they stick these little pieces of wood in between the boards to leave a little space. These little sticks are called stickers. And when I first started at the mill, I kept hearing the word sticker. And I was like, what does this mean? And everyone working at the mill knew what it meant. I did not. Come to find out, sticker means those little sticks. So this is an example of jargon. Next, defamation. Defamation is defined as damaging the good reputation of someone. An example of this would be saying something about a coworker to another coworker that causes a bad reputation to form about the person that I'm talking about. This is an example. Next, libel is defined as a published false statement that ruins a person's reputation. So an example of this would be, instead of actually talking to someone in a face-to-face encounter, I start posting about this person and how bad they are, causing a bad reputation to form about that person. Next is slander. Slander is the action or crime of making a false spoken statement, also damaging to a person's reputation. An example of this would be at my work, my boss says that I stole some tools and I get fired for it, when in reality those tools were stolen by someone else or they were lost, and this statement about me is not true because I did not steal the tools, in fact, but I get the repercussions of the tools being lost. So this is an example of slander. Next is profanity. It is blasphemy or obscene language. An example of this would be using the F-bomb, etc. While speaking. And then lastly is hate speech. Hate speech is profanity with a hateful purpose. An example of this would be I encounter someone and say some choice words to them, profanity, and their feelings are hurt because of that. So this is an example of hate speech. Thank you all for listening, and I had a great time making this video.